All right, guys, we are about to watch the Pivot Podcast interview with Brandon Aiyuk. Um, I thought we'd check it out, see what Brandon Aiyuk has to say together, and react to it. I've watched it already, but it's been a week, so give it another watch, see if there's anything new, and point out some thoughts I've had when I watched the first time. We'll see how it goes. Here it is. Brandon Aiyuk podcast.
Welcome to the Pivot, a part of Fanatics. It's Fred Taylor, it's Channing Crowder. I am Ryan Clark. The first question I was going to ask you is weird now, right? Because you brought him with you. And I was going to be like, man, you and your team have been extremely quiet, throughout these negotiations. You guys haven't put anything out there. And then, a little bit ago, we get a TikTok, what I'm saying? And you say, I'm laughing, but I'm crying for real. And you're talking to Jaden Daniels, second overall pick of Washington Commanders. And you say, man, they don't want me back. So what was the thought behind putting out that post and including that FaceTime?
Well, first of all, that's my dog right there. That's my dog. We good friends. We talk on the phone every day. So just like we talked earlier, we're starting to get our own footage. We're getting our own footage, recording everything. Just enjoying the process. Just have my lady record his stuff, record everything that's going on so that I can look back on it because it's exciting times. It's stressful, but it's exciting. And I want to have these memories. And that was just a moment that she caught that got off the phone with the Niners. They told me what they told me. I passed the information on to him.
You said they told you what they told you. There's no way the Niners said, Brandon Aiyuk, first-round pick, all-pro wide receiver, we don't want you back. What was it exactly that they told you that prompted that conversation with JD?
They told me that they didn't think that we were on the same page and that they didn't believe that we were going to. And that was about it at that time. But it's part of it. It's part of the contract negotiations, trying to sway stuff in either direction. So whether that's 100% true or not, I guess that's still to find out.
They did.
The talks are, though, that they do want you. Are they far off from what you expect what you consider your value to be?
Throughout this process, there was times where we were super close, or I felt like I was telling people, like, tell my agent, let me get my suit ready. I'm ready. I'm going to get it back to the Bay. I got to get right to sign this contract. There's days and times, like in the past month or so, where you could say, yeah, we're pretty far apart. So
how much influence from the other guys, how much influence do their signings have on your market?
I think a lot. But with that, I felt like when the season was over, I was trying to, I was back and forth with them every day. Like my agent called me an hour. We were on the phone for an hour and a half.
So they were close. And it was about to happen, but wide receivers kept getting signed. And he was like, no, I want more, man. I want more. And it's like, Jesus. Can't blame the guy, but geez.
Half hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours, hang up the phone. He calls them. He calls me back in an hour. We're trying to bang this thing out. And I wasn't worried about any other guy. I was just trying to get what I felt was appropriate.
Wasn't worried about every other guy, but other guys kept getting paid.
For me at that time, that was a rush. That was early on in the off season. We couldn't come to an agreement at that time. And then on top of that, other guys decided to come, or not decided to come. They got paid. Their teams rewarded them. The market changed and what the market is. So we weren't able to get a deal done at that time where other guys wouldn't affect the market, and I could just do what I wanted to do. But even at that time, they still didn't agree with where I was at. So we really haven't agreed this whole entire time. And for the last month, we haven't said much at all.
So wait a minute. What did he say? Didn't he we
were on the phone for an hour and a half, hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours, hang up the phone. He calls them. He calls me back in an hour. We're trying to bang this thing out. And I wasn't worried about any other guy. I was just trying to get what
I wasn't worried about any other guy. But yet, he saw that other guys were getting paid.
It was appropriate for me at that time. That was a rush. That was early on in the off season. We couldn't come to an agreement at that time. And then on top of that, other guys decided to come, or not.
Other guys decided to come.
They got paid. Their teams rewarded them. The market changed and what the market is. So we weren't able to get a deal done.
So he must be saying, the other thing I can think of that is to justify on his end is that he's saying, like, people on his team, but the people on the 49ers. But if not, he contradicted himself there. So
Deal done at that time where other guys wouldn't affect the market, and I could just do what I wanted to do. But even at that time, they still didn't agree with where I was at. So we really haven't agreed this whole entire time, and for the last month, we haven't said much at all. So,
BA, I want a Lamborghini, but I can't afford it. And in that analogy, your ass is a Lamborghini. Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable being in the position, like being where you are right now?
in terms of what?
Being that next guy, that next receiver, talking about who is it? AJ?
he's not a Lamborghini, though. That's the thing. He's a good wide receiver, you know, and he makes great plays, but he's not Justin Jefferson or, you know, AJ Brown. I like what I love about Aiyuk is his he just does his job and he blocks really well. He's the best blocking wide receiver in the league, I think. And I think that's very valuable, especially in this offense, especially with Christian McCaffrey and the crap offensive line we have. So, yeah, not a Lamborghini.
AJ Brown hit him in the head.
Justin Jefferson.
Jalen hit him in the head.
Waddle.
I'm gonna ride St. Brown. Waddle hit him.
Yeah.
It was all them guys that hit him in the head, and you that next guy. Are you comfortable being there?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Bro, you on ESPN every day, and they talking about your contract.
Because he's the next guy. He's the star wide receiver. That's the next domino to fall.
And being in that position, that's a position you've never been in your
Be in
life.
that tier, though.
Is that you good with that?
I'm cool. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. I felt like for the past 4 years, I kind of, took a back seat to this guy or this guy or this guy or whatever, and kind of just did what I had to do. And now I'm in a position that when I wake up in the morning, turn on the TV, they talking about me. I get on my phone, they talking about me. My mom calling me, they talking about me at work, whatever. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the process. I know at the end of the day, this is the time for me, this time period right now before the season starts, and to get paid and to maximize my value and continue to show who I am as a player. But right now, it's about one thing.
We all think that you've done that. You've shown that who you are as a player. Obviously, you're the best pure or natural receiver on your team, hands down. We know what Debo brings to the table, and certainly not shortchanging him and his abilities. But from a natural receiver, a pure receiver standpoint, I'm pretty sure we can all agree that you're the best on your team, and you've earned the right to be in that conversation, to be in the highest paid receivers in the game. Whether that's either by the franchise tag, which sucks because it doesn't give you that long-term security, but that's the 24 to 26 million per year. But in your market, based on your numbers, we would think that you would be certainly around that $30 million, a year mark. And again, this is me just sitting on the sideline. I don't know the numbers. I'm not an agent. I haven't dissected the whole thing.
You know ball though.
Respectfully, I think you have that ability. Is there? And I think that it also got blown out of proportion when the FaceTime with Jaden came out. I think if an OG can give you any advice.
Hey, that did not get blown out of proportion. You said something. Well, he said something. Brandon Aiyuk said, they don't want me back. That's not blowing anything proportion. He lied, and not only did he lie, he said something super crazy. Because when he said that hurt my 49ers heart. That is just, nah, dude. No one blew that out of proportion. That was just bullshit on Ayuk's part. That was not cool.
Advice is to continue to keep it away from the media. You can't.
Difference with Debo is that he was dramatic with the sign when he was in the club, and they brought up the sign, and he was like, no. The difference is, in the club situation, they brought it on to him, and he was like, no. In this situation, he brought it upon himself. Aiyuk did. Recorded it and lied. It's not the same, and I don't like that he did that, and did not blow up proportion. That's crazy.
Can't negotiate contracts through the media. So allow them to do that behind the scenes and keep moving according to keep working on your craft, keep, showing up or whatever you have to do. And hopefully, they'll come around and cut that check for you.
And we're trying to work through a lot of things. So for actual numbers and actual stuff like that to come out, I think that it's a little. I felt it was a little bit disrespectful, a little bit unfair to me. But that's part of it. It is what it is. It's a dirty game. Game. So I just feel like social media is a way for myself to leverage what I'm trying to get, because that's the way to get the message out there. That's the way to get the facts out there. And the facts are the facts. So I'm putting facts out there.
February 12th, you said, don't forget what got you there. Your brother said, okay, this is probably why we're not going to be here. Thank you for drafting us. One of your best homeboys. He also wonders, how can a guy that's all pro, over 1,300 yards, only have 3 catches in the Super Bowl? I see that you and your lady are extremely close. Even she was like, man, shoot, this is the last time me and Bray might be up here, right? So you yourself and all of your family members, all of your closest people that are connected to you had something to say or felt a certain way after the Super Bowl. What was it about that game that made all of you so upset?
I think
because they gave you man all game.
See, y'all playing Super Bowl? You playing Super Bowl?
No,
it's just I wasn't gonna go there.
No. I'm just asking. I'm asking.
I have.
You have
2 times.
Mad.
Well, okay. So, and you won it?
Yes.
Okay. So. Well,
I lost one too.
You lost one too. Okay. So, like, Super Bowl is crazy. The Super Bowl is crazy. The emotions is crazy. It's like 2 weeks of just emotions. The game is like crazy emotions. Like, it was probably the best feeling ever in terms of playing football. And I think once you get out of there, different results than you were expecting the whole entire time for those 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever the case may be, you feel it a lot more than you could ever think. Even looking back to it now, I didn't even realize how down I was, how messed up I was. And it's just emotional. It was just emotional for everybody. And I think they felt that on me. My brother felt that on me, and he's just trying to speak out. He's just trying to speak out in terms of what he thought I may be feeling or whatever, but that's what he felt. And that's just, I think he asked valid questions.
That's one thing I relate to, not relate to, but I can sympathize with, is having to go through that as a fan of losing the Super Bowl. Like, man, we really lost. It sucks. And then having to deal with like the media and, the realization that your team made that close and lost. What players probably have to go through. Oh my God. I can imagine all that work, I feel bad. You gotta get through it.
I know you're saying that's what he felt. So I'm gonna ask you straight up, man to man. You also posted on your story, don't forget what got you there. Are you telling me that wasn't connected to the Super Bowl and your amount of targets? Because I had to watch the game again to analyze it. Brandon Aiyuk had some man-to-man opportunities where Brandon Aiyuk was wide open. So when you say don't forget what got you there, are you saying that had nothing to do with the amount of times you were targeted?
No, absolutely did. I get out of the Super Bowl, and I just feel like you're throwing the ball to me 5-6 times a game all year. Went for 100 6-7 times this year. I turned 70 catches into 1,400, and then here we are right now talking about getting paid top dollar in this market, but I don't know. So this Super Bowl is tricky. We've moved on past from the Super Bowl.
When you look at what you have been able to accomplish, not necessarily per reception, per attempt, per opportunity, it's tops in the league, right? To have 75 catches, over 1,300 yards. I think you only had like 106 targets, though, right? Which says with getting a lot less opportunity than some of the names we've heard in the off seasons, the Justin Jeffersons, the A.J. Browns, the Amon-Ra St. Browns.
Dogs.
You've turned, all of them are dogs, but you've turned your opportunities into success in a different way than them. I think the way teams negotiate, though, it's let me try to figure out how I can keep the best players for the lowest price tag. And what they're going to use is they're going to say, well, this guy has this amount of catches. You only have 75. So what you and your team have to prove is, that's because we're...
Bro, Look, I love Ryan Clark. I think he's a good commentator, but he's just get to the point, brother. Get to the point, man. A lot of filler here.
Because we're doing this, and we're doing that. But when I get my chance, I'm as good as anybody in the league. And I personally believe that you've proved that.
If you was in a more pass-oriented offense and you were top 10 in targets, do you ever think about what you could do?
That's what we do. That's what I'm thinking about right now. I have so much more to give. I got so much more to give. That's why I'm like, when you talk about social media and shit, it's a quarterback right there.
He's got more to give.
I'm thinking about what I could do with him. I'm thinking about if the Niners don't want me to come back to play with them, I'm thinking about what I could do. I know what I could do. So,
and you could thrive as that X in a
true X. True X. Put him over there by himself, 1-on-1, and let him go to work.
Best corners in the league on you.
Let him go to work.
Looking at the way defenses would play you guys schematically, you normally get the best corner because you were the route runner. You were the guy they used in that way. And then obviously Debo was a move guy. CMC, George Kittle, y'all can line up. He thought, right, that if I go to a different place, I get to be the man. I almost was Channing's teammate for that same reason. And I don't want to hurt your negotiating power in answering this question, but you've been to 2 NFC championships. You've been to the Super Bowl. Would you give up some of those opportunities to be the man, to continue to be an all-pro receiver and win the way you have in San Francisco?
This is a great question because you want to know, like, okay, are you thinking about like what life might be like other places?
I think I got here by taking risks, sometimes control risks, sometimes just saying F it, going at it. We won't know until it's all said and done. So all I could do is
it's literally the Washington Commanders. Okay. No offense, Jaden Daniels. Not every team has a CJ Stroud, rookie on their team. If that happens, great. But that's what you would have to have happen for you to remotely come close to what the Niners are doing. So, and the Steelers, by the way, got Russell Wilson, who's extremely washed, and Justin Fields, who's doing kick returns as a quarterback. So, what are we doing here?
Like y'all said, put my head down, go to work every single day, pray, ask God to lead my steps, and go from there. Other than that, I don't know.
Because Channing and I, we've never played in a Super Bowl nor lost a Super Bowl. Right?
I like that.
So we got RC's always cutting the room in half. If we win the championship, he cuts the room in half. But you two have been on a losing end. And my question has always been, like, does it suck to not make it or to get there and lose it? Like the feeling of it. Are you still going through it from that loss? Like, what is it like to you? Do you still think about it?
I'll let him go first.
And for you, yeah, because we got two.
Yeah, he matters way more than I do.
I think, yeah, for sure. Just because I feel like I shouldn't have a Super Bowl loss. So I'm always, it's always on my mind. But at the same time, it showed me a whole new realm of where you can take this thing to. Because even playing in the Super Bowl, being at the Super Bowl, you don't really understand the magnitude of what you're playing in and what you have going on until it's really taken away from you, until it's not there for you anymore. And so I think it's giving me a whole bunch of motivation. I think that's the new driving force in why I do what I do every single day.
Yeah, I mean, it just sucks. Like, I think I'd rather not go to the Super Bowl than lose it. Brock Purdy has an opportunity to throw a touchdown. Defensive back is totally lost. Nobody blocks Chris Jones.
He was so wide open.
But, like, that's the difference, right? The people who execute in those moments win Super Bowls, and you don't get them back. But back to that play, though, BA, how many times do you replay the Chris Jones pressure that made Brock Purdy throw the ball away?
That play, man, it was significant in so many ways. Yeah, even if we got the touchdown, the Chiefs were just going to go down and score a touchdown and possibly just do a 2-point conversion. But that play, so crucial. I don't know how you don't think about Chris Jones. I really don't. I don't know. I think about, for me as a fan, I think about that like a lot. Like, just how do you not think about that? one guy. Anyone else could have been free. Like, okay, they're thinking too much about Chris Jones. Instead, Purdy just had no time to throw and threw to his first read. Had to.
Nah, I don't too much think about that play. I think I get that question a lot. But I always think about the plays and the opportunities that we had long before that one.
And I know you never demanded a trade. If a trade happens and that place happens to be Washington, how great would it be to reunite with someone you're not only close to from a field perspective, but in your personal life, like Jaden, who is also that talented?
I have one more meeting set up with the 49ers. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't go in the direction in which we all hope for it to go, then it would be great. It would be great to link up with a great friend of mine, my brother, great person, teammate, and player that I feel could take my game to the next level.
Well, you reached out to us to come on. Is it something? It feels like it's something. Just to me, it feels like it's something that you wanted to.
Aiyuk reached out to them. Interesting. So the talk about like don't do contract negotiations through the media, and yet Aiyuk contacts them.
Wanted to get off your chest.
I've been watching for a minute. I was in there. I was getting ready, just listen to the theme song in my head. I just wanted to come chop it up with you. I just wanted to.
For sure. Like the business side of it is a tough thing to be a part of for a young dude. And I know you're a first rounder. Come on. Is it something? It feels like it's something. Just to me, it feels like it's something that you wanted to get off your chest.
I've been watching for a minute. I was in there. I was getting ready, just listen to the theme song in my head. I just wanted to come chop it up with you. I just wanted to.
For sure. Like the business side of it is a tough thing to be a part of for a young dude. And I know you're a first rounder. You got bread, but this is generational money. This is that craziness. Is it stressing you out? Because you seem like you cool with it, but it seems like, you know what I'm saying, it might be heavy on your heart.
It's heavy for sure. I think for me playing football, it didn't start with the money. I think the money was something that I got to see along the way. Like being a first round draft pick fell into my lap. First round draft pick, 5th-year option fell into my lap. And I think the situation that we're in right now fell into my lap. But at the same time, I don't think it fell into my lap for no reason at all. Like I said, I was a JUCO product that went Division I to first round draft pick to second team All-Pro. I know it's a lot more. I know it's a whole bunch more. And I just want to move forward. I want a team to look at me and value me as a top receiver. So I can go out there and continue to do what I do and show them every single day the same way as I've been. That's in fact what I am.
I seem like the money shows respect. It seems like you want the respect of being that dude.
Top dog.
That's what you want. That's what you said. The money shows how much people value you.
Yeah. I used to tell. I want them to say, we done overpaid this dude, and then I spin back around and
I don't want to put you in the position of being somewhere else before you're somewhere else.
Right.
Fantasy.
Right.
Sure. And so, I'm so excited. I've seen it in person so many times between you two. I would be excited to see it again. And it's basically the same colors. I got to watch it in the first time, but you are on a team with really good football players. George Kittle, years ago, he actually just restructured his last year or this year of his contract to add more money. But we've seen CMC get paid. Debo got paid last year. They draft Ricky Pearsall, who was also at Arizona State. And so you're seeing these guys get paid. You're continuing to add to the offense. Also, Brock Purdy has to get paid. You saw what Trevor Lawrence got. Why can't he get that? You saw what Kirk Cousins got. Why can't he get that? Do you ever wonder how there'll be enough money for everybody?
Nah, that ain't nah.
Good answer.
That ain't my business to get into. I'm worried about me right now.
Yeah.
And when I say I'm worried about me in terms of my financials, I don't know about what the financials they got going on or this person got going on. I don't know about that. I don't know. If you can't afford a Lamborghini, you can't have one.
No, that
Even though I don't think he's a Lamborghini, this was a good response. Like, even though I don't agree with him, but for him to have this response to this question was a good one.
that is the perfect answer. But in that, right, like we've
That was a perfect answer, but in that,
all been in contract negotiations. You feel like you've accomplished a certain thing. And the way that negotiations work is they tell you all the reasons why they can't give you what you feel like you're worth.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell you it's just business.
Mm-hmm.
When throughout the entire season, Kyle Shanahan is telling you, you're going to win on this play. This guy can't check you. If we have you with this opportunity, this matchup, this one-on-one, we're going to get you the football. How do you focus on not taking contract negotiations personally? Because it's hard.
Are you not supposed to?
I'm asking you. I took them personally every time.
Oh yeah, I'm taking it personal. I'm taking it personal. I have a vision for what I see myself as, and you don't see me as that, or you do, but you can't financially do it. Whatever. I'm not sure. I just feel like it's no hard feelings though. If you don't want to do it or you can't do it,
it's no hard feelings. And if you can't do it, you can't do it. But you are taking it personal because they're not paying you the money you want. What?
I'm sure there's somebody that will.
What about the hometown discount?
No, we ain't doing no hometown discount.
You know, you've been there, you comfortable, got your locker there, you got your parking spot. You know, you take a couple million off.
I mean, we'll have to see.
In negotiating right now, in your life right now, what is your top priority? Obviously, it's you. Is it make the most money? Is it be in the best situation? Is it for my family to be as comfortable as they possibly can where we live? What is your number one priority?
Take care of my family and put myself in position to be the best football player that Brandon Aiyuk could be.
Systems can make some players. Could you thrive in this system? I would say I came out of a 4-3 where you just
$26 million and being on a team that goes to NFC championships and Super Bowls. Sounds like it fills both those needs. Takes care of your family and best place for Brandon Aiyuk.
Just run through gaps. Then I went, and that's when the whole NFL went to a 3-4. You had to go hit them big-ass guards every damn play. And I had to get bigger. I had to gain weight to play in that. I think if throughout my career, if I played in the 4-3, I might have had better stats. I might have done more. Could you thrive in any system? Because now they got the RPO stuff. Now they got the wide. Now they got the stuff that McDaniels, the Kyle Shanahan tree that you have already thrived in. Could you thrive in any system?
I believe so because, like I said, I'm a true edge.
He doesn't have the greatest hands.
Anything else, people say system. I'm in Kyle Shanahan's system now, but if you watch any of the catches that I'm getting, I'm beating guys in front of me. I'm beating man coverage to get my receptions. I'm not settling in zones. I'm not, or maybe sometimes, but I'm not running across the field, running cross routes or shallow crosses. I'm beating guys in front of me to get the football. So, yeah, I mean, I can sit in zone all day. I can run high crosses all day long. I can beat guys all day long. So it just
pause.
I don't want to sit here and say, yeah, I'm about to go crazy in every single offense. I know there's offense out there that ain't worth anything. But at the same time, I know the value that I bring at the receiver position into a team.
I was saying Miami, Tyreek, he led the NFL in receiving yards. But they criticize him because they say Mike McDaniel schemes up so much stuff. And it's the same thing with Kyle Shanahan. It's that whole tree. Who is it? Sean McVay, all them offensive guys. What do you say to the people that say guys like yourself that go crazy, Reek that goes crazy, Puka Nacua that goes crazy in those offenses that say, oh, it's on the scheme, it ain't on the guy.
But like a guy like Tyreek is the reason the scheme kind of like McDaniel pulled up to Miami and cashed out for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Was it?
Right.
Well,
because of who he already was.
Because what he's going to bring and what he's going to add to this team. And that's going to make everything easier for everybody else. And I think sometimes people don't realize that as well too. That these receivers, it's a throwing receiving game right now. So when these guys are out here and they're a threat like Tyreek Hill, then it makes it a lot easier for your scheme to open up.
Right. Coaches just reverse engineering
Yeah,
their
Tyreek Hill,
philosophies.
bro.
I gotta have this type of guy
Difference.
that opens up everything else. But looking at the history of the game, who's your top 5 receivers all time in the history
Always
of the
got to
game?
ask a wide receiver that.
So Randy, T.O., Jerry,
Shouldn't even been.
AB,
Mhm.
Julio Jones.
And Julio. That's a solid top 5.
So you are first off, now you're definitely a measurables guy, because you got 3 of the most freakishly talented wide receivers in that group. And then you got Jerry and AB. We just had AB on the show. I would love to know, because he's 5'10". He ran 4.5. I think for 6 years, I think he was the best wide receiver in the world. And the numbers said it. What is it about his game that you liked so much?
You can't stop him. You can't stop him. Like, it might not look like the new
Maybe
game, how it
yeah.
is right now, but you can't stop him. He's taking the. Wants to get it done, he's gonna get it done. And I watched him and Julio Jones. Those are my 2 favorite receivers. Watching them go at it for years and years and years, and go crazy.
Yeah, they're both Hall of Famers, and some of the guys that you'll be compared to right now when it comes to contracts have Hall of Fame trajectories, right? The way Justin Jefferson has started a career, especially until being injured this year, he had the best numbers we'd ever seen through that span. Amon-Ra St. Brown, obviously A.J. Brown, and what he was able to do once he became an Eagle. CD, right? You look at all of these different dudes, and when it comes to contract negotiations, that's who you're going to be compared to. How does Brandon Aiyuk, who is an all-pro, say, I know I'm not asked to do what some of those guys do, but I can, and I should be paid that way? Because that's what you're asking. Not maybe the same amount of money, but you're asking to be paid in that neighborhood. How are you, or how is your representation able to make that argument?
In my opinion, in the Niners offense, do a whole bunch of different stuff. Like, I'm an extended tackle. I'm going in there, no matter who, Patrick Queen, I got to go in there. Like we were just talking about, go in there, Pat Roquan, hit guys on the edge, and then at the 3rd down, go in. Take the top off the defense, come in and do all these things. So I think my value is to the team.
Yeah.
And when we talk about these other teams, then we're talking about receiver value and putting up numbers and doing stuff like that when we talk about moving in different directions.
That'd be level, you could be even coming from a JUCO. So JUCO to, okay, now I'm in D1. Okay, I'm balling in D1. He went crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, first round. You got to get in the first round. And Freddie's only ever first round here. Yeah. But it's like you got to I don't want to say doubt yourself, but now I'm with the big boys. Oh, damn, I can play with the big boys. And then now as a damn all-pro, about to hit their ass in the head, those levels of it. Like, when did those different levels hit?
Probably my 2nd year in the league, where I felt like this is where I'm supposed to be at. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm a receiver. I'm an NFL receiver, a top NFL receiver. And then I just continue to put the work in, and that's how it ended up. But I think it was just the work. I feel like I got so many hours, so many days, so many weeks ahead of folks of work that it just gave me a bunch of confidence. Just the work been put in, the work been laid.
Because a lot of times you don't just pay the player, you pay the person, right? And we ask a lot of our guys in the NFL. They want you to do certain things in the offseason, be certain places. But we see now a lot of star receivers and star players don't go to the offseason. And in the offseason, they live somewhere else. How have you worked to cement or to show the 49ers that, I'm a part of this organization? Like, what is your offseason like? Where do you live? How do you deal, other than this year, with the offseason program? Are you showing them you're the type of dude that's accountable, going to be there, going to be available?
Good question.
Even when when it's not mandatory you be there?
Up until this point, it wasn't hard because, like I said, I live out there. That's where my house is at. That's where my family is at. That's where I reside, where I spend all my time. So to go into the building in the off season, that's the easiest thing for me. Like when I leave from here and head back to California, I'm going back to the building. That's the spot where I work out at. That's where I go. That's just how it's been. The weight coaches, shout out my guy Destin Perry. He said put our weight program in the summer because you elevate these guys, you push the whole entire program, even when we're not doing anything. And I felt like that was big for me. And that's a big thing that I carry all the time is pushing everybody forward. I feel like I'm the tempo setter, the one that sets the tempo when we go into games, when we go into practice, when we go into meetings, with my approach and the way that I love this game and the way I'll take it serious every single day.
From Rockland to Reno, what is it, Robert McQueen High? Yeah. To Sierra College, to ASU, to the big time, to the big league. We always ask our guests this question. And all of that, what has been your biggest pivot? That's that one moment that you can go look back on and say, without this moment happening to me or happening for me, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
I would probably say my junior season of not being able to play football, not fully understanding, probably 17, 16 years old, a game that I've been playing for probably 10 plus years at that time. And them telling me you can't play this season, and to have the game taken away from me for a whole entire year, it was that feeling of understanding that I don't want that feeling anymore. So just doing whatever I had to do to be able to be on the grass.
So you were ineligible. They took away football from me for a year, and
you couldn't read.
I don't know how I got there. I couldn't see. I just don't know how I got there. Like, I was doing other shit. I really don't remember how I even got there. All I know is I was ineligible and I couldn't play. It was the worst feeling because all my homeboys was playing.
Yeah.
But how you remember how you got there? Like I really don't remember how I got there because I'm not a bad student.
That's the thing. I think it was just, like I said, just worrying about some other stuff.
You chasing a girl?
Nah, I mean, nah.
You can't ask that question in front of your man.
I don't. Y'all been together for a while.
Damn,
he was in high school.
I gotta turn this way.
I'm sorry, not disrespectfully, but he was in high school.
Can't do nothing wrong, Fred. Goodness,
you know what I mean?
gracious!
I was doing everything I wasn't supposed to be doing.
Nah, he was in high school, elementary school. I'm sorry. I don't know how long y'all been together. That wasn't intentional.
You straight.
Y'all make me feel bad, bro.
My first set.
Now I gotta apologize.
I bought a Rottweiler, a Hummer, Monte Carlo SS, and every color Jabot jean that they made.
A Hummer.
Bro,
Them just 5 back in the day, and then they wasn't 5, and I waited 30 racks. I gotta know.
2000s thing for sure.
When you get this check, you gotta have something on your mind, brother. What you about to buy?
I'm about to. That's the thing. Like, it's not even. I could buy what I want to buy right now.
Yeah.
Jay, that's bro.
I'm just going dumb though. I'm just buying everything I want to buy at that.
I could buy whatever I need to buy right now. But yet he wants that extra $4 million.
I'm saying I'm about to get a new kit. I don't know. We'll see. I gotta take care of mom's first. Mom's and pops, they're back. I just left from them at ATL.
You know, you could do that with $26 million. But I don't know. It's just about the money. Just get the most money you can. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna send them a big old chunk.
Yeah, I love it. I have a question. So your mom's a San Francisco 49er fan. What was it like growing up in a household that dressed you in red and gold? And I think you strayed away a little bit and kind of followed your own path. But for her to get an opportunity to see her son that she raised be drafted by the team she always cheered for.
His favorite team.
Yeah. She loves it. She loves it. Just the colors, just the team itself. She's a huge fan. And to see her son be able to accomplish some of the things that I've been able to accomplish in the same exact colors that she grew up screaming and yelling about when I was younger. So cool, it's pretty cool.
How would she deal with you being in different colors in the NFL?
She on my side right now. She don't too much care about them colors right now. She's trying to make sure her son's straight.
If you had to guess, we're going to say guess right now, what uniform is Brandon Aiyuk wearing in 2024?
49ers.
If I were to take a guess,
49ers uniform.
probably a Niner uniform.
Yeah.
Probably a Niner uniform. I mean, if not a Niner uniform, probably a Washington Commander uniform. If not a Washington Commander uniform, probably a Steelers uniform.
From your lips to God's ears.
Please go.
Steelers uniform.
Please don't go.
Listen, they cut people. They ain't got nobody but George Pickens.
Oh,
You can't say it. Why you
They
trying
got
to say
they
it?
got two. We got two new quarterbacks. BA.
Quarterbacks.
you ain't got to tell me.
We got a new offensive coordinator.
No, bro.
I mean, you don't want to go to Washington. They live in like Virginia anyway. Then you got to deal with JD all the time. There's no reason to be there. But Pittsburgh, you be a guy. They don't treat. You see them selling, right?
I've seen what you're doing.
Because we gonna win
You
the
think
championship.
this is about to work?
If Brandon we've been making moves. If Brandon goes to Pittsburgh, we got George Pickens.
Yeah.
You got BA,
Mm-hmm.
right? Najee
In the back.
Jalen in the backfield.
Yee.
Fryer move. Darnell Washington. Number dogs up front. Oh man.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. Don't go too far ahead. Get out of RC fantasy world. Keep the main thing. Take care of business as business is being done. What's in front of you, and handle that, man. And
I have one more question.
all of that stuff will come.
But
All of that shit's gonna come when it's supposed to.
When it's supposed to.
I've watched you block downfield. You're one of the best downfield blockers in ball. You will get in there and search and dig out backers and dig out safeties. But there's a ton of Christian McCaffrey touchdowns where the guy running next to him is Brandon Aiyuk. And some of them you're blocking one guy, other times you're blocking two. And you said you're an extended tackle. I play with Trent Williams. I tell people all the time, pound for pound, he's top 3 most talented humans I've ever been around.
Crazy.
To play with. And he is physical and mean and everything you want in a player. What are some of the things, though, that you've learned from him being in the locker room with a leader like that?
That's my dog. That's somebody that I don't like to throw around big bro too much, but he's somebody that taught me a whole bunch of stuff, give me the game,
Good leader, yeah.
passing on information, give me stuff that I could take and actually put and be of use to. I remember there've been times where my rookie year or my second year, I'm in the doghouse, whatever the case may be, and I'm outside in the parking lot ready to black out and go crazy. And he's like, bro, just trust me because you're going to be in this position that I'm sitting in right now. He's like, just leave it alone. I was in the exact same shoes you were in and stuff like that where he's just keeping your head on straight, guiding you in the right path because, guys, to let you walk down that path that they know is going to be detrimental for you. So somebody like Trent, being able to watch him as a player and just one-on-one type of player, but also the mentality and the game that he gives. So he's somebody that I appreciate a lot, and I look to be that for somebody down the road.
You talk about look that to be that for somebody. Your 2 best years are the last 2 years. 75 catches in one, 78 in the other.
Last 2 years, Brock Purdy's been the quarterback.
1,000 yards in both years. Is there anything you like to say about the way you are going about getting what you've earned?
In this, there's a kind of like how the first round is slotted. Guys fit in certain. You go here, you go first, you get this. You go second, you get this, and it's slotted. Now you're not negotiating contracts. But I feel like when you do negotiate contracts, it's a similar thing where it's slotted. And right now, there's only a few slots left into where I can fall, and that's just what it is. So whether or not team in which I play for right now wants to get to that number, and which is, I feel personally, no other direction to go than that, in which I hope they would, and I hope they will, and I hope we can come to an agreement just as I have since the end of the season in February when it ended on February 11th to now here, June, whatever the date is today. That's still the goal, is to get something done.
Man,
I got a meeting set up by me with my agent and some representatives from the team on Monday, and we'll see what happens after that.
Well, here's what I know. John Lynch knows good football players. It's the reason you were drafted first round. Kyle Shanahan knows good football players and especially great wide receivers. It's the reason you've ascended to where you are because they understand that getting you the football makes them a better team. And so whether it's in San Francisco, Washington, Pittsburgh, whatever team you play for, man, you've succeeded at every level, even with odds stacked against you. So for us, man, we're rooting for you. I want to see you do well. Pittsburgh would be the best place for you to thrive.
Oh, Jesus.
But, you know,
wherever it is, dog. This man,
honestly,
congrats, man.
BA ours is really for a 6'2" man. How awesome is it, man? Now
Ryan Clark,
that you know Braylon gonna get older, bro, be able to really like sort of start to understand. Because even because you'd have won this one, y'all could have celebrated, but it would have been
blocking the way out.
You know, that now that your son is gonna get to an age where he'll understand, like, this is what my dad does for a living. Because Jordan was around like that for me because I had him early.
That's clean. But that's the main thing I'm excited for. Like I said, I'm gonna be 3, 4, 5, 30 something, 30.
Yeah.
It's gonna be his turn. I want to follow him around. I want to chase him around when he's playing ball here, doing this over here.
Yeah.
And hope
that's dope.
That's how it goes.
It's also it's just so fun too, bro. Like, cause he's here now. Have him on the field. You can bring him to the facility when he's off. Like all that stuff, bro. Yeah. Is like invaluable. It just teaches those kids so much about work. Like you could tell him to work all you want, but when he sees you pull up and he gets to watch you do what you do for a living, bro, those are lessons that you can't teach him by just talking to him. You know what I mean? That's going to be amazing, bro. Like, that's the one thing I did, because I had Jordan when I was 21. You know, when you have a baby that young, it feels like you can't understand it or you won't be a good parent. But on the back end,
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's awesome, bro.
That's one thing I regret.
Yeah. You said,
I have no babies young.
Because it was late,
Yeah, because I ain't never seen me play.
Yeah.
Hold up. Limitless. Take a stomach kind pinning it. I fought to hear to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up.
Special appearance by Brandon Aiyuk. All right, so that was the interview of the Pivot podcast. Overall, I don't think it did anything for or against him. You did get kind of an insight where he's at, where negotiations are currently at. Filling the words there. But I don't know. It sounds like we're going to keep him. I don't know. I just think we are. Like we would have to get a player in return. That would help us now. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I think nothing much of it. And I think we should keep Brandon Aiyuk. But yeah, let me know. And subscribe, follow, do your thing, and see you next video.